Initially researched social realism films, for example, This Is England, Trainspotting, Dead Man's Shoes, and London to Brighton. This helped gather ideas for our media product and also to spot conventions within social realism trailers and films. By doing this, it helped with our initial film idea, recording down different ideas and conventions of films to create our main storyline. Once our group got together, it was clear that we wanted our main character to be male. However, the deadline was getting closer and none of our male friends were willing to participate. This meant that something had to change and I had to volunteer to play the main character, changing the character Billy from male to female. By doing this, he had not only changed the sex of the character, but also the plot. Originally, we wanted the homeless man and Billy to have father-son connection, but this changed significantly once we had changed Billy to female. When we did film, another problem occurred, which was that mine and Lily's dad, who plays the homeless man, had different schedules, meaning that we weren't able to film together. This made it incredibly difficult when it came to editing our media product, manipulating the story a second time. Nick Lacey says that understanding the genre is really important, therefore sticking to the conventions was vital. The way we did this was through locations such as public spaces, as the beach, a local train station and an underpass. Majority of the days, apart from the train scenes, the weather was miserable, making the mise-en-scène even grittier. We also kept the working class convention through costume, a grey hoodie, black leggings and a plain green coat. The storyline follows the character's struggle, sticking to realistic setting, situations and sound effects. The most influential film was London to Brighton, as they are similar in content and narrative. In the magazine cover, I had to stick to the conventions of the film genre as well as the magazine. For example, when sticking to the conventions of social realism, I used a photo of the main character, which is myself, with my hood up while smoking a cigarette. The same hoodie can be seen in the trailer, creating a brand image. This represents her working class background. The colours in the image are dim and lifeless, which is significant to her life and the narrative of the film. I use Sight and Sound magazine as it is produced by the BFI, who fund independent films. This is ideal as our film will more than likely be independent. I had to stick to the conventions of Sight and Sound magazine, using the black title on yellow at the top of the front cover. The magazine usually attracts a male audience, and although our film may attract females due to the main character being female, by promoting the film via Sight and Sound, this could attract a wider audience. For the poster, I used another image of myself looking out of a window in deep thought. Although the image is different to the magazine photo, I am still in the same clothing, plus the lighting and dull muted colours can be associated with one another, the brand image. This also portrays the grittiness and the emotions which are in the film. Similar font from the trailer was used in both print artefacts so that the audience can recognise and place together the film. For the main character, we used a white girl who can be seen as vulnerable. She's also a teenager, which is great as our target audience is 16 to 25-year-olds. This means that the audience are more likely to understand what the character is going through, physically and emotionally. The diegetic sound of the waves clashing plus the audio from my dad shouting is the most effective because it indicates the narrative, Billy running away. Lily's dad, the homeless man, also says they're dangerous, indicating to the audience that violence will be in the film. The structure of the product is broken into 3 acts. Act 1 is the equilibrium and the disruption being Billy running away from home. Act 2 is the struggle, which is where Billy meets the homeless man who warns her about the gang. And finally, Act 3, Billy realises that the old homeless man was right, managing to get away from the gang.